What's going on, creators? Yeah, just want to get on here and bring everybody back to now. Appreciate y'all being here and vibing with me for a bit. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about overcoming the how, and how when that presents itself as an obstacle for achieving your desires, or you're going for a new vision. If you want to expand in like a different direction, really explore the new you, a lot of times the resistance that starts to come up is, well, how is that going to happen? And recognizing that faster and faster when that how starts to present, and realize you don't got to worry about how it's going to play out. It doesn't matter how it's going to unfold. What does matter though is to connect with the energy that is being expressed as a lack of, like, you don't have that, so you want it. And look at that, what that material item is, or maybe position or relationship, all these kind of like key little areas, and just start to ask yourself, is like, what is that goal trying to achieve? Is it, do you want to feel worthy? Do you want to feel peace? Do you want to feel freedom? Looking at that as, oh, okay, I want to feel freedom. Now is when you feel freedom, and it's the only time in which you're feeling these states of being. So start connecting with, well, how would you feel if you were free? Because the old you, that was a victim, that's not who you are anymore. You are free now. You're not a slave to any of these outside forces. And it's really just letting go of those limiting beliefs and these patterns that are causing unconscious suffering. And like it's funny. Like, I was getting ready to start doing this, and like there's like a bunch of drama going on outside of my house, a bunch of sirens and everything. So I go to shut the window. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Kind of. Yeah, look at that. You're getting stung by a wasp or something. Like a wasp or a bee. And my first reaction, is it all of a sudden kind of made me unconscious, and I went and got a something to swat it and kill it. And then, because it was a wasp and a yellow jacket that were in the curtains for some reason, and not to sit there and judge why this is happening, even though at first it hurt like a bitch, it still is throbbing, and like not to sit there and just like focus in on it or anything, because now there's this other kind of internal issue of like, oh, are you allergic to this? It's like, what's going to happen? Are you vulnerable? It feels like an attack, like something just like attacked. And so trying to maintain peace and almost laughing at it, laughing at the situation, because, it's ridiculous. It's getting stung by just a wasp shutting a window. Come on. And just lightening up about it, because like then like the external desires, like, oh, I need to find somebody out here. What's Google say I should do? Oh, what is that? That knee jerk reaction? It's like, well, how about I ask God what to do? It's go within, and if that is the option that starts to present itself in a moment, or looking at it all unfolding in a perfect way. You're just really trying to focus the energy at the moment on right now, and realizing this is when we feel light and free and energetically charged, and that's a big part of your life that you can start to develop more and more, instead of just living in constant reactivity and states of suffering. So starting to move in a direction of experiencing more gratitude, more just even peace. If you've been in a bunch of just mental chaos for a long time, just to have that mental stillness without just the incessant chatter. But looking at even the incessant chatter at times as not being something to fight against, but as a clue that shows you what state you're actually being. And so if you unconsciously drift into states of fear, or ultimately the old man, drifting into that, who thought it was a separate ego, and not understanding that we're all connected, and not knowing, about quantum realities and just laws of consciousness and all of these spiritual things. They just get, so many different ways of saying the same kind of stuff. Ultimately go within and ask God to show you these things, because, Jesus lives within us, and we're connected inwardly, and so, you're not separate, and so the Spirit teaches you things as you start to really develop that, and as you start listening to the correct mental guide, and that's love and not fear, and so you always get presented with these different obstacles, and changing, even that outlook as obstacles to just you could look at it as more and more levels of fun, or more and more levels of enjoyment as things just develop more and more so, but not looking for the outer to be necessarily the thing, because that's so temporal and temporary. Every experience is really unique when you start living day by day, and I really encourage that kind of mentality of really what's going on right now, what's going on today, what can I do? Is there anything to do? Am I at peace? Is my energy increasing? Am I able to help others and not get triggered by everything and everybody around me? And actually embody the feeling good, which is natural and normal. It's part of the old insanity to constantly want to convolute and make simple simple things just into this whole ordeal, and really it is like pretty basic. It's just like you have one of two choices. The old you was basically connecting with fear. The new you isn't fear. Fear is not who you are. And so looking at any of these types of, well, how's this going to happen? What if this happens? And all these things that are questioning, putting doubt is ultimately kind of what, well, how's that going to happen? That doubt, questioning, the new man, basically, the new faith that you're developing as your relationship with love grows stronger, and and you start to embody these different, you start to experientially knowing things because, the synchronicities, and it just turns into this wild adventure, and it's a day by day thing, but it's at the same time looking at any of these like kind of patterns that present themselves of like, well, how's this going to happen? Or being like ultra critical. It's like, oh, do you have any idea how hard that's going to be? Oh, this, that kind of mental chatter. Look at, well, why am I wanting to do that in the first place? Is it to help others? Is it to create a higher vibe energy for others to help their energy level increase and help collective consciousness on some level? Or are you wanting, you have to start questioning what the end result is? Do you want that because you want to feel free, because you want to feel worthy, because you want to feel powerful? You embody the state first. It's like you are that because God already gave that to you. you can be and do and have anything because God's already given it to you. You're already blessed. The only reason it doesn't present is because you're pushing that away. And stop pushing it away and start experiencing that more and more so. And how it plays out, you're going to just check every second. Oh, now it's now. Still now. Oh, it's like you start embodying the energy, and it's not even really a conscious effort, and not to make it sound like this is something some mountain you gotta climb. It's like you just be your natural self, just embody who you actually are normally. It's normal and natural. It's easy. It's the easiest thing there is to do. It's as easy as looking into a mirror and smiling and seeing the reflection smile back at you. It's getting out of the seriousness, and it's like, oh, this is difficult and hard and challenging. Is worrying about how's it going, because God anything's possible for God to do. Nothing's impossible. Sky's the limit. It's the only thing that prevents it is you just don't believe that because you just don't understand. And it's not to make it like a judgment or anything like that, but it's like through your own experience, through your own lens, you learn this. So anything out here, that's triggering on some level, start to go within and look and ask yourself: do I feel like this is a block? Why does this keep presenting itself? Why does this pattern keep happening? Why do I keep falling into this kind of state? where these thoughts continue to present, showing me the state. Start choosing, in that moment to just, I can just choose to be happy right now and just drop that. I can forgive it and let it go. And that's difficult. It's something, and at the same time, freeing and liberating, and makes you feel instantly better by just doing it. But there's just so much, just hold on to the shit, and and letting it go, forgiving the other, you release yourself. And so it works every time you do it, and you feel instantly better. But it's weird when we hold on to these things. It's just like, now maybe I should just want to put more vengeance on this for a little bit longer, then I'll feel okay. I just want to just make this thing suffer maybe a little bit more. Maybe I don't feel worthy to even hand that over yet. I kind of gotten used to the pain. It's like, I'm okay. Just getting razor burns all over my arms and shit. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But it's like, but you can choose just to let that go and feel instantly better. No, it's okay. But then you finally get pushed to the edge, and you finally just let it go, and it's like you feel like you level up, and it's just gone. It's like, oh, thank God, it's over. And then we just resist that cycle over and over again, because we're playing the game's always happening now. That's the part of it where it's like you drift into, when you do drift, you kind of lose track of that. And I'm a big reason you start getting veered off is because you start worrying about the how. How is it going to play out? What do you got to do? Oh, I got to wrestle it to the ground. I got to do I don't know how it's going to play out. I'm just going to, when the phone rings, I'm going to answer it. I'm going to do whatever gets presented to me, however it plays out. Okay. Simple enough. And so with that being said, I think I'm about. So, thanks everybody for listening, and have a good rest of your now, and God bless.